Hi folks, so we're back with the China versus Europe Championship, which is in the cut stage, and the first of our games from the, actually it's not exactly the top 8 because we have this double elimination system, but it's the first game of the cut that we are going to watch today is this one with Adam Huang against Raius. And they are about to start, so we'll have a look at the draw a little bit later in more detail. And I am joined today by Lukas again. Hello, Lukas.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited about this game. I lost twice against Raius in the group phase of this tournament, and his deck is really strong.
Yeah, I think we recorded one of your games, didn't we? I think that's the one we recorded from this tournament.
Yes, right. I remember, yeah.
And the same deck, if I'm not mistaken, so the Night's Watch Many-Faced God, played by Raius. That's starting with the Iron Throne, this version of the Iron Throne, against Martell, Knights of the Hollow Hill. So what do you name with the throne here? Dorn, I suppose.
Yeah, Dawn might be a good call, but also it could later come in very handy in the challenges phase to deny some nasty events or a Dornish Spy. But I guess Martell Hollow Hill has so many tricks up its sleeve. Can never be sure what to expect. And also Adam's a really strong player with a very versatile deck. So I expect a very tough match here.
Lots of draw to start with, so we have time of plenty on one side and exchange of information on the other. So sometimes Knights of the Hollow Hill decks will start with a high gold plot to compensate for the lack of setup, something like Fallen from Favor. But okay, starting with draw, that makes me think searching for something like Last of the Giants to possibly go for the immediate Varys or something like that.
Yeah, and also the probability of getting 4 cards is the highest in the first round when you play exchange, I would say. And he also adds 4 cards to his hand: a House Dane Escort, Dornish Fiefdom, Condemned, and Hans Judgment. So the full set of cards.
And we have core in half hand. That could be useful to kill off the non-unique characters, but we'll see what happens.
And the duplicate is never bad.
Yeah, survives potentially Varys, but then of course Varys can be followed by March to the Wall or Morghulis.
Iron Throne not triggered in the marshalling phase. Interesting.
He could keep it for dominance to call Varys or Last of the Giants.
Yeah, that might be a smart play, yeah.
And 2 gold left for tricks. Here comes Dorn, so yeah, and duped as well. Calling that would have been okay, possibly. But then with 2 gold left, the obvious threat of Varys exists.
Yep. Carding Hans Judgment is not bad, considering Raius is playing stuff like Dissension or Bribery.
Yeah, and possibly Night Gathers might be in the deck. I know he likes to play it, which is a problem in this matchup because of the reserve. So you get +1 from Knights of the Hollow Hill and then Dorn and any... Okay, maybe the non-limited locations are not going to be in the deck because they don't provide the gold bonus. But Martell does fight you for reserve sometimes. And Lay Waste is called instead of
Waste, interesting, okay.
Last of the Giants, so we'll see.
As predicted, Last of the Giants. Oh, plays Hans Judgment, okay. Well played.
Maybe because he knew he had that and he discarded the one from hand.
Yeah, makes it pretty safe
Yeah, he
to
took the chance.
counter it.
Otherwise, maybe he would have called Last of the Giants. And that's a pretty big early play, and now going for more cards, maybe get the second one to do it again.
And again, not much economy on Martell's side. I mean, it's okay with Dornish Fiefdom and the Hollow Hill bonus. Maybe even tricks like Endurance Name might help, but it all won't give that much gold this turn. Okay, a begging brother on Raius' side. Never a bad character to have against Martell.
Yeah, just the 1 gold. Probably he expects Morgulis to be played at some point, so not worth investing anything huge. And here comes the gold. Yeah, double time of plenty to start with, so that's a non-kingdom plot. It's the best economy plot you can get, probably, with the Manifest God agenda.
Yes, I agree. And also the 1 card more definitely helps. Starfall on Martell's side will cause some headaches.
And this time 1 gold left, which means it's not worth trying to stop Last of the Giants with the Iron Throne, which is still standing, so I wonder what it might be used on. Maybe call Lay Waste again.
Yeah, might be a smart play. Going for military first, interesting. His Viper's Eyes also cancelled with Hand Judgment, okay. Are you strong on the cancelling side? And the Bastard Daughter discards Euron.
Which probably is not that bad for Raius. There is unlikely to be anything great to steal with Yoren.
Wow, the entry claim got Secret Schemes. Probably the best card in hand. And Raius decides to accelerate his power gain in exchange for a free card for Adam.
Yeah, it's difficult to... I think the game plan with Manifest God often is to get rid of the board with those events that have a good synergy with it. So if you play against something that doesn't care about its characters, clearly Bastard Daughter and Cream Blood Trader and stuff like that, it's you're not going to win the long game that way, so just going for the early power. And usually, or I should say sometimes, we see political disaster in Knights of the Hollow Hill, because they can survive without economy, but going wide with the locations here, so possibly not in this deck.
Yeah, I was thinking about that as well. The backboard of Adam suggests he doesn't play political disaster. And I don't think Raius is playing it either.
So second counting coppers as well, so that's
Or the draw.
6 cards for counting coppers and 4 additional cards for exchange, and 2 for the Time of Plantis. Already down to 33 in the deck.
Amazing. I noticed about a lot of the Chinese players or Chinese built decks that they focus really strongly on card draw in general, which is a really good idea. Obviously, they're playing very well and doing very well in tournaments, but sometimes still surprises me how focused on card draw the decks are.
Okay, that's a rarely
Interesting.
seen card, Old Bird Mormont, so he can take non-unique characters from the discard pile, and we have a Grimblood Trader, which can also then trigger.
Oh right, it triggers on enter play. Or somehow it was triggering on marshalling. Or could also possibly get the Shadow City Bastard, which will enter the discard pile eventually.
Yeah, I wonder, so Citadel Archivists I would assume are in the deck, because if you draw crazy numbers of cards with 2 counting coppers and stuff like that, there is a real danger that you run out of cards.
Definitely. Might be even a smart play to keep the 1 gold on the begging brother for the Archivist. But of course it depends on the board state. Again, 2 gold still in hand from both players in the challenges phase, so Raius is back on the menu.
Okay, and Corin works on defense.
Yeah, I noticed that as well, just in that moment. Okay, not a bad idea to kill the Shadow City Bastard.
And then that gives him access to the intrigue icon as well now, with the agenda.
Yep. Good point. Power with Old Bear Moment.
Okay, he works on defense as well. So here comes the Grimblood Trader and grabbing a card in the process. And it's a strong start for Raius. Obviously you never can be sure of your position against heavy reset decks, but he's keeping a strong hand, 7 cards, and a key character duplicated.
Definitely. Also gaining a lot of unopposed power. Burning on the Sand played on Intrigue to set the claim to 0. Smart move. And here comes another military challenge for the unopposed power. I think that's also a smart move, considering Raius is at 7 cards in hand.
Okay,
and only has 5 reserve.
This time he does get his Viper Eyes to take something out.
Must be a tough decision.
Yeah. Mutiny.
Okay, Mutiny. Interesting.
Maybe he's thinking about Varys, but I don't know how he gets around the Iron Throne here. I'm still going for Lay Waste.
Maybe the third Hand's Judgment in hand. Maybe banking on the 1 gold on the begging brother to cancel Varys.
Yeah, so obviously confident in countering that, and So that was an interesting call, Mutiny. It would have... it seems useless because you have to get rid of your highest cost character, that is Corin or Oldbear Mormont.
Vala into your king commands it.
Interesting, so stopping his own renown.
I think he was including that plot for the potential Tyrell Lion deck that Adam was playing. So might be this is his useless plot in this matchup.
Yeah, so I wonder what else is coming. So Varys we saw being blocked earlier, and we have the 3 drop lots and Morgulis, so is he going for then also the Harris and the Stranger or something like that? Maybe a March to the Wall. Question is whether there will be time. So he has 14 cards and lots of economy. So that should now stop all of these unopposed challenges.
But he still needs to keep a board for himself to play a meaningful Stranger next phase. Or he could play Varys, as you said, and no Begging Brother this time on Raius' side. I mean, he could still discard Varys in the dominance phase with stuff like Dissension.
Okay, just marshaled.
The old school way.
That gets past the Iron Throne. But of course he needs to stay alive. And Corin plus claim. Well, okay,
Might be enough.
Can take the icon, so maybe he survives. Well, actually, taking the icon is difficult against Manifest God because there are icons available in the death pile. Oh, but here comes the dupe. Okay.
Hey, interesting. Pulling all the tricks. But it might still pay off to invest 2 Varys to get rid of the board. Considering Raius is down to 4 cards in hand. Iron Throne is calling. Probably something maybe like Vengeance for Elia.
Yeah, or maybe another Venomous Blade. A threat, it can come in again with ambush.
Seems like a tough decision on Raius' side. Kneeling and standing Dawn to make sure you haven't disconnected. Smart play by Adam.
Yeah, so I wonder, maybe Raius did lose connection, it's possible, but I wonder if what he's thinking about here. So with 3 gold, okay, 4 cards in hand, so he might not have anything, but maybe he does have a trick. Not sure what this kind of deck could have, so there is stuff in marshalling that you can do, and mutiny in the dominance phase. Is there anything in challenges?
Probably dissension.
Dissension, is that...
Bribery.
Dissension I think is a marshalling action, isn't
Marshalling
it?
only. We'll have to look it up.
Let's see. Yeah, marshalling
Yes,
action.
And then bribery maybe.
Okay, he names vengeance in the end.
And going for the many-face god trigger immediately, giving Coin intrigue icon.
Interesting, because now he can lose the military one.
Yep. As expected, Starfall removes the military icon from Coin. Intrigue Claim is discarding Arian Martell, also a very good pull. And Adam also passes challenges to win dominance.
Okay, now it can turn around potentially.
Adam is discarding Vengeance, Condemned, and Last of the Giants for reserve.
Yeah, so Varys is almost gone now, so 1 in the discard pile, 1 out of the game.
Or maybe First North Winter is the second reset in addition to Valor Morghulis on Adam's side.
Which is interesting, because so far we have not seen any characters with printed cost higher than 3, except for Varys. And there was Rihanna discarded earlier. Of course there is probably Ambush, so we have Shadow City Bastard and probably other characters as well. And now the wall could be interesting, so... yeah,
What
something
are the
like
targets?
Bastard Daughter, I guess, could be given to him, which is not that impactful then.
I don't see the Bastard Daughter in the discard pile.
Sorry, I
see him
was looking at the dead pile, yeah. So
Oh, okay. Might be the escort. Or if Raius manages to get rid of the escort, could also get Varys or Arian Martell. The Iron Throne is cancelled by equals thinking.
sorry, just a second.
Yep. And the wall gives Raius the Housedane escort. Adam defends the military challenge and could still trigger Obara-san to put another character into play to use that to do his own challenges. Here comes a Green Blood Trader, drawing a card and probably getting a intrigue challenge through.
Okay, so what did I miss?
Obara-san defend the military and put in a Green Blood Trader. Then Raius tried to discard or take control of the trader with bribery, which was cancelled by Hand's judgment.
Yet another one. And now the targets are reduced to just Varys and Ariane for the wall.
Yep. Here comes Lay Waste, discarding the wall. Brings in King's Landing, interesting.
Yeah, that gets the wall straight back. Okay.
And another Lay Waste.
What now?
Isle of Ravens to shuffle in King's Landing.
So he was right to be afraid of Lay Waste earlier.
Definitely.
Named it several times. Although at that point it was just the Iron Throne that would have been discarded probably. Or can it get economy? No.
I don't think so. Great Hall is already in play. And Gates of the Moon as well. Round 6. Still, Raius is in the lead power-wise. But it might turn around now.
Okay, not bad going back, going for the draw to get the hand back. And we have Annals, so let's have a quick look. There is the threat of bribery again, the 2 mutinies and the 2 cancels for Raius, and Adam has Lay Waste back. He has also 2 cancels. And he has lots of stuff. So he has the challenges phase stuff like Viper Eyes, Vengeance. He calls it Thinking, and he has Secret Schemes. Probably
Running on the sand as well.
Last of the Giants, I guess, is done with now. Of course, you can use the
timing.
Iron Throne to stop those events. So, for instance, calling a Hand's Judgment in one of the rounds, one of the phases, does work.
Great Hall is cancelled by, he calls it Thinking.
Three power only for Adam, so without Citadel Archivists, he has 19 cards left.
Long way to go.
Yeah. Obviously we can refuse most of the draw, but not all of it.
Not when he recycles his plot deck. Only an Eastwatch by the Sea on Raius' side.
Yeah, pretty sad, and it's not even enough to get higher reserve value. Obviously it helps with siege preparations, but still. So
Venomous Blade.
If he's playing Night Gathers, he is not going to be using it this game. Yeah, so here is where I think we'll get 3 unopposed now for, probably for Adam. And the game
Post Patrol tries to come into game. by kneeling Eastwatch. Might still be cancelled by he calls it thinking. And that was cancelled in turn by Hand's Judgment.
Okay, so Starfall is not going to work here really. So does he just go for the power now? The danger is of course that something else comes into play and takes the icons.
Onish Spy is definitely a possibility. And I think Adam has one event left to play this phase for Mr. Scapai. But Raius as well. Goes for the power challenge. Secret schemes on Adam's side to draw even more cards. Down to 14. One card over reserve, so the Archivist might be in hand and could be triggered.
And still happy to use Dorn. So looks like he's not worried about running out of cards. But he did concede the power challenge, so that's makes it a longer way to go to get to 15 power now.
Intrigue and power both unopposed, and probably Hobauer will change into some other character with a military icon. Or Adam will just use Ambush to put in Dornish Spy. Okay, we will see, or we will probably see Raius's reset now. I think will probably be Valar Morghulis. What do you think?
Yes, it should be with the Manifest God to make sure something is in the dead pile. And Obara does not escape the board. Interesting.
Might be a small misplay. Iron Throne is blocking the lay wastes. And Siege Preparation draws him 5 cards. It's now 9-7. Well played by Adam. Quick turnaround so far. But the game's still not done.
Let's see. So, over reserve, is there an archivist? There is.
Okay. I'm now even playing another Secret Schemes from the Scott pile, or from hand even. Okay. Well played by Adam.
Now he has to go first, probably. No. Happy to kill Obara.
Interesting.
Gets the Venom's Blade back in either case.
Might be smart to kill off Obara to deny the possibility of Raius getting her with the big wall. But then again, she would return to Adam's hand if Raius uses her.
Yeah, he cannot really use her because he would not have Martell characters in his hand. So she would just stay on the board.
Oh right, it's only Mattel characters. I was thinking about Ariane Mattel. Strong marshalling from Raius with the Northern Refugee.
Yeah, but what do you do about Venom's Blade?
My answer would be not much, as always. It's just a very annoying card.
Guess you could name it with the Iron Throne.
Right, that would be possible.
Okay, some counterplay
Dissension.
at least.
Not looking good for Raius so far.
Yeah, marshalling actions are slightly tricky online and even, I guess, in person. Because you do have an action after anything your opponent does, but most decks have nothing.
Right, but Adam being a good sport.
Yeah, so there is an ally on top of the dead pile now. You can give something the ally trait and then use another dissension. And that's exactly what happens. And that's not bad because there is no gold left, so just the military icon and no obvious way to cheat anything into play here.
Removing the power icon was really important this turn. But still, Adam manages to also get up to 9 power.
And this time I think the Iron Throne standing all game. all around, I mean, so may as well use it in marshalling for Venom's Blade if you have nothing better. Of course, it can be ambushed in challenges, but then you still get to use that character.
Raius going for economy with his plot. Smart move, considering he has no board presence. And Adam draws cards again.
Yeah. Nice being able to play a draw plot basically every round, and then you still get what is it? So it's 3 and then plus 3, 6, and you have 2 fiefdoms and 2 blood orange grows and water gardens. So 12 at least.
Throne is naming Arian Martell. Might be a good play to deny her, considering she has a power icon and of course can cheat another character into play.
Okay, now some more of those bribery tricks and dissension tricks would be nice here.
Big wall again. Or you could have used the Isle of Ravens first, but decides to get the green blood traders to draw another card. Might also be a smart play to do that again in standing.
Yeah, or even a veteran builder here. There is only Lysa, Varys and Southern Messenger left. And you can time Southern Messenger so that it actually works. Its reaction actually triggers with a bit of luck, I guess. And another Hand's Judgment.
Canceling Dissension. The backing brother with 2 gold.
This time I think Venom's Blade can be ambushed here with 3 gold left. Okay, no point now. Yeah, Starfall can attempt to take the icon, but then with Northern Refugee in the dead pile, he should have his power icon. The problem is that there is still stuff like Burning on the Sand and Vengeance, and here comes a
Secret
Secret
Pact.
Pact.
And lay waste again.
King's Landing.
Probably. Another lay waste? Oh, no gold left. Okay.
Yeah, that's an interesting play. So have King's Landing as backup for the ball. Is there anything else that can be? Is there anything, I mean, that naturally leaves play a location that you can get back every round in this deck? I don't know.
I think there's one Night's Watch location.
Hard home that
Hard
sacrifices
home,
itself.
yeah. But I don't think Raius is playing that. Had him down to 8 cards.
Even economy like King's Road we haven't seen. This time cancelling, preventing hand's judgment in marshalling, so he definitely has more of those events now.
Yep. Big wall, back from the discard pile. And a dupe.
Finally. Yeah, the problem is Messenger can be killed with Venomous Blade.
Yep. Bribery on Nymeria. Interesting. Smart play. But Adam has a lot of gold and 15 cards in hand. We will see what he can put on the board.
And 13 reserves, so it's getting difficult to discard the Archivist intentionally.
Right.
So next round, for instance, against Time of Plenty, he goes down to 5 cards.
Raius finishes his marshalling with a Seized by the Guard on Starfall. And puts a Condemned on the Messenger. And a Condemned on the Messenger again. Okay.
Yeah, double one to stop any chance of him getting a power icon. And what can this take? More draw or just the icon control? Shadow City Bastard and Nornish Spy.
And 10 gold left. Raius steals the power icon from the Shadow City Bastard. Probably a smart move before any power challenge is called, considering the Dornish Spy in hand that we know of doesn't have a power icon.
Okay, so cancelling the icon control. Yeah, he needs to defend obviously both challenges, otherwise it's game over.
Yep.
But 10 gold is a lot, so.
Adornish Spy steals the power icon, and Last of the Giant brings in Jack and Hagar.
And that could be enough because of the Intimidate now.
Unopposed and claim.
Yeah.
Well played by Adam.
Yeah,
And
nice
of
comeback.
course, well played by Raius, but wasn't enough.
Adam just grabbing all the cards in the early game, just surviving at that. I think it was 10 power for Raius at the most, or maybe 11. Would have been a little higher without that your king commands it that stopped Corin, but I think that was the round where Varys triggered anyway.
Yes. Very versatile deck Adam played as almost an answer to every deck, and with such an amount of draw, you're bound to find every answer.
Down to 8 cards again, so he starts obviously with 60 in this deck, and then he went down to, I think it was a bit over 10 before he triggered the Archivist to go up to 28 left in the draw deck, and then he drew 20 more for the remainder of the game. Pretty incredible.
Really strong deck. Yeah, I'm amazed by it. Pretty cool. Okay.
Okay, so that was the first game. So what I wanted to show you before we conclude this one, since it is the first game, is how this tournament is looking. So we have the Jousting Pavilion entry here that lists the quarter finalists, but the tournament bracket is not really going to be enough for this tournament, because it's a double elimination system in the cut, which means everyone stays in the tournament if they lose only one game, and then when they lose the second game they are eliminated, and the Jousting Pavilion doesn't really support this system. So we have this site here to help us with the draw. So we have two brackets. One is the winner's bracket, which works similarly to a normal knockout format, so that's sometimes referred as single elimination. And we have the pairings here. This is basically like the quarterfinals, and then whoever wins in the normal way is the first of our finalists, and the players that lose either here or in the subsequent rounds will drop down to the other bracket. This is the loser's bracket, where every player with one loss then plays against other players who also have exactly one loss, and then whoever loses in that bracket is eliminated, and in the end one player will survive this bracket and join the other player in the finals. And then the finals work the same way, so it's still double elimination, which means the undefeated player who joined from this top bracket will need to win only one game, and the other player will need to beat the undefeated player twice to actually win the tournament. So it's not a bit asymmetrical. It means that one player could win the tournament with 4 wins, I think, and if the other player wins from the bottom half, they could play in theory 6 games, I think, at most. So it's not exactly symmetrical, but it's a pretty neat system that actually works pretty well, and we'll see as we go along how the players where they end up, and we'll let you know, of course, the situation before every game. But so far everyone's still undefeated. Obviously this is the first round, and now Adam goes into round 2 of the winner's bracket, and Raius drops down to this section here, and will play the loser of our third quarterfinal from the top bracket. And yeah, the players, so we started with 8 players from Europe and 8 players from China, and now we have 4 of each. So we have Reinhard, Alex, Robert and Raius making it as the European players, and we have so Adam from China, and the other 3 players are I don't know their actual names. So we have Super Duck on the Iron Throne is one of them, and the other is, I think he's called Bing, is the player who designed the Kevin Lannister champ card actually. And then the third of the Chinese players who made it through, I'm not exactly sure who it is. Let's see on the jousting pavilion. So the top player is Super Duck, who we saw in the Norwegian Nationals doing quite well. And then the second one, the bottom one, is the one that I don't know the real name. I think he's called Lee. He played a little bit online in the Norwegian Nationals, but didn't make that much impact. And then we have this is Bing, so he goes by Robin on the Iron Throne, who actually won the Friendly Open Season 4 overall title and also played in some of the other events online. And this is how it looks, and we also have this little graphic that they made in European time zone. So the first game was played just now, and then this I guess doesn't mean that much to you because I will upload this game probably after some of these are already played, but as you can see in order. So over the weekend, Saturday we have our second game, and then on Sunday we have the other 2 all played in the afternoon time in Europe, and which is late afternoon or evening in China. So hopefully we can record a few more of those. It won't be any kind of systematic coverage of this tournament, but whenever we can find some games, obviously we'll try to record them for you to the best of our ability. Yeah, so thanks again to Lukas for joining us, and hopefully, Lukas, you can join us for some of the other games as well.
I hope so as well. Looking forward to it.
Okay, so thanks everyone for joining us, and see you next time.
Bye bye.